Hello, 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 everybody. Dylan here. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Cry Over Spilled Tea podcast with your host, of course, Dylan. If you're new here, welcome. We're going to be talking quite a bit of shit today. We're going to be talking about a really, really funny story time. And yeah, I hope you're in for it. If you are not new to this, but true to this, what's up, baby? Let's go ahead and get into this, guys. I don't really have a format or anything. Guys, elephant in the room. I'm missing a fucking nail. We did so good for a few months. I was not out on a nail. You guys want to know what I did? I went and washed my car today on the day of filming. Went and washed my car. I'm wiping down my car and that bitch just has so many sharp angles, cuts, and creases on her. And I caught one of them and it busted my fucking nail. So we're out on a nail right now. I'm honestly not going to get it done for a little bit just because I needed to heal. It cut in like a really weird way, or it split in a really weird way. So I'm gonna let her grow out. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into some hot topics for today. First thing that I wanted to speak on is that the influencer, movie star, alter ego personality that you and I all know, Miss Terry Jo, is currently being sued. I don't know if it's an April Fool's joke. I didn't get anything else out of this since researching it. But Keelan, the creator of Terry Jo, posted a video on April 1st, of course, So that's why I'm like, guys, it's probably an April Fool's joke. But Keelan posted a TikTok where he said that he was getting ready and going to court over some legal battles that were going on because he had said that Tyler Perry had reached out to him a couple of years ago, telling him that he liked what he was doing with the Terry Jo persona, whatever, and to keep up the good work. After that, he would just get DMs here and there of Tyler Perry just saying that like things were funny, that he was doing such a good job with Terry Jo, whatever. Well, if you guys remember a few episodes ago, I had told you guys that Terry Jo actually came out with a movie. There's a movie on Tubi with Terry Jo going to Miami. And since then, Terry Jo has gotten a notice to court, or how do you say it? Like an order to come to court. Has gotten one of those because Tyler Perry is now saying that Keelan had infringed on copyright. Apparently, years and years ago, Tyler Perry had tried doing a Terry Jo persona with the name, not the character itself, but a Terry Jo persona. And he never went through with it. And Keelan picked it up. So, but yeah, like I said, it was on April 1st, guys. Who knows? Keelan loves to fucking lie and loves to start drama. So it could be a fucking boof ass April Fool's joke. But with that being said, next thing that I want to get into is that the Real Housewives of New York have been spotted in France. I think we talked about a few episodes ago that they were going to be doing some sort of like Golden Girls-esque show with the OG Roni cast. And it was supposed to be with Ramona. It was supposed to be with Jill Zarin, who's no longer on there after saying some racist, crazy stuff about Bad Bunny. And Sonia Morgan was supposed to be on there. Well, since then, I have actually seen Bethany run into Ramona a few times over in New York and over in Miami. And with that being said, like I said, they had been caught in France together. There were no camera crews or anything around, but people are kind of hinting that Bethany came onto the show because even Bethany had some choice words to say around the Bad Bunny time. So somehow, some way, Jill Zarin got kicked, but they put Bethany's ass in there. So we'll see, guys. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready to watch it. I feel like I'm going to get annoyed, guys. Like I've told you guys for the past few months with me watching Real Housewives of New York, I don't like Ramona and I really don't like Sonia either. So we'll see if they get turned any different. If I start watching this show and it's about the same as they were on New York, I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to skip. I'm just going to flat out skip. Next thing that I want to talk about today, okay, guys, you know how I talked about a robbery in Rihanna's house last week? Well, there is another star whose house got broken into this week. Larsa Pippen, ex-wife of Scottie Pippen and former cast member of Real Housewives of Miami. Let me not say former because they said that it's on pause. So she might still be a cast member of Miami. But Larsa Pippen's house had gotten broken into. I didn't see an amount on what it is that they had taken off with, but from what I had seen, they had broken into her house, robbed her, and then whenever they were driving away, they crashed their getaway car, like a fucking idiot, like a group of fucking idiots. They crashed the getaway car. So that had happened. There was a People exclusive interview with former cast member of Salt Lake City, Jen Shah. Did you guys watch it? Because I did not watch it. I wanted to. I really wanted to. But from the synopsis that I had gotten, the summary of it all, she talked about her skincare routine in prison. She talked about Ghislaine Maxwell, the bitch who was right beside Jeffrey Epstein. She talked about her, and that was really it. I did see that one of the questions that the interviewer had asked her was if she had given Heather Gay that black eye. And Jen Shah had responded to that and said that she needs to talk to Heather about that. So I hope that I get to see that because I'm fucking in for it. I'm so in for it. Next thing that I want to talk about, and the last thing that I want to talk about, guys, how do I word this? Gucci Mane got kidnapped, guys. Gucci Mane got kidnapped. Let me just say it like that. Gucci Mane got kidnapped. There was a police report that had came out, or a police interview that had came out, stating that Gucci Mane was kidnapped outside of either a Dallas recording studio or an Atlanta studio. But the people who were arrested in connection to this kidnapping, and they also tried robbing him, or they did rob him, one of the two. The people that were connected to this: Pooh Shiesty, Pooh Shiesty's dad, Big 30, and Daniel Glover. That's 4. That's the 4 that I'm going to tell you guys that were important. But there were 8 total people who had pulled off this heist in robbing these studios, and it was over disputes from a couple of years ago with a recording studio. I'm assuming maybe Gucci Mane's recording label. Record label is the word I'm trying to say. With Gucci Mane's record label, bitch, they kidnapped Gucci Mane. With all that being said, guys, this is going to be a pretty short episode. So let's go ahead and get into our story time. This is going to be a quick story time, but a funny fucking story time, okay? Grab your mugs. So I wanted to tell you guys about my very, very bad relationship with little old Mary Jane, that devil's lettuce, that little green plant that grows out of the ground. I wanted to tell you guys about my horrible, horrible relationship that I have with weed, and a couple of story times that I could remember that I've had such bad experiences with. So before I get into that, I want to tell you guys a couple of story times where it was good and where things didn't go wrong for me. So I want to say maybe my sophomore year, it was either my sophomore or my junior year. I was hanging out with some of my friends. I think it was my birthday. I was hanging out with some friends. We had ended up going to a park that's down the street from my house. And my friend was like, let's smoke weed. So I was like, okay, sure. Like, let's do that. So we're doing our little rotation of a skinny ass blunt. And I hit it, was completely fine. And guys, I don't think weed is the thing for me, not only for the fact that I obviously don't do well, but whenever I smoke weed, I am a greedy ass bitch, because you know that weed does not hit you instantly. So the second I hit a blunt, the second I smoke a cigarette whenever I'm drunk, the second I do whatever I do, I want it to hit me right then and there. And weed just does not do that, you know? So yeah, I hit the blunt, nothing happened. So I was like, bitch, I'm going to stay in this rotation, because I told myself I was only going to do one hit. Well, I did more because I didn't feel shit. So hit after hit after hit. We probably went in 5 or 6 rotations. And I did not get high whatsoever. And I was like, oh, this is a fucking boring ass thing. Like, why do people do this? Like, that was so stupid. No, I didn't even get high. So we end up, after we smoke at the park, we went back to my house, was still waiting on it, was still waiting to get high, never got fucking high, never got high. Another time, my sophomore year again, I was with one of my old friends, and I didn't necessarily smoke weed, but I ate an edible. And well, whenever I had eaten this edible, I didn't feel anything. And well, my friend, shout out to her. My friend had told me like, okay, well, if you don't feel it now, you're going to feel it later. Do not eat anymore because you're going to get sick. So I was like, okay, by all means, I'm going to take my itty bitty piece. And so I did, never felt anything. My friend actually, on the other hand, got so greedy that she wasn't feeling anything and took a fuck ton and threw up all over her mom's car. All over her mom's car. But with those two good experiences out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about my two bad experiences. So guys, let me paint you the picture. This was 4 years ago? 3 years ago? 4?
This 4.
4? So 4 years ago, whenever me and Good Judy, Abdian, just started becoming friends, we were slowly hanging out with one another, and well, one thing that Abdian had did is he had invited me to a birthday party that was going on with his family. So I was like, okay, yeah, girl, sure, let's go. So boom, I end up going to this event, and I think I got there a little bit later than everybody else. So like I was already getting told to catch up with drinking. And so I was doing that. Well, Kelly had herself this little pen called a cake bar. And I was like, oh, I've never seen that vape before. Let me hit that vape. She was like, this is not a vape. And so I was like, oh, what is it? And she was like, it's weed. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to try it. Never mind. And so she was like, no, try it. So I hit it. And like I said, I'm an impatient ass bitch. It didn't hit me right then and there. So I was like, oh, this is not shit. So I went in for a second hit. I didn't feel anything. I didn't get a head change. My eyes didn't get droopy. My vision didn't get foggy. So I hit it a third time. After I hit it a third time, I hit it a fourth time. And I want to say, I looked over at Kelly and I was like, nothing's fucking happening to me. Like, this shit don't work. And she was like, just wait or hit it again. She said one of the two. So I hit it a fifth time. And after that, she was like, okay, don't hit it anymore. You're going to get sick. So I give it back to her. Boom. Like I said, they wanted me to catch up with drinking. So I start drinking. I'm taking shots. I'm drinking whatever I was drinking. And I want to say maybe like 20, 30 minutes after that, I had to throw up. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, why me? Why me? I barely started drinking and I had to throw up again, or already. And genuinely, I thought that I was just like drunk already. I thought that I was drunk. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm throwing up already. I barely started drinking. So where we were sitting at this birthday party, we were so far away from the restroom. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to make it there. I'm going to end up throwing up on the dance floor. So let me go outside and just throw up outside. So boom, I go outside. I tell Kelly to give me her car keys so I can go and like throw up by her car. Whatever fucking reason of sense that made. So I went and threw up by Kelly's car. And after that, I tried going back inside. And literally, guys, when I say I tried going back inside, I tried, and to no avail. I had to come back out. I was still throwing up. So boom, I tell Kelly that I'm going to lay in her car because I drove a fucking car and Kelly drove an SUV. So I was like, I need space for my fat ass to lay out. Okay? There was no bed in fucking sight. I just needed me a big ass bench to lay down in. So I go and lay down in Kelly's car. I keep throwing up. And while I'm throwing up, I'm leaning on the car door with it open. I'm squatting over. And well, so guys, you know, whenever you're throwing up, you know, whenever you're brushing your teeth and you gag, maybe a time or two, you might slip out a fart. You might poot a little bit, guys. Well, I wish it was a fucking poot that night, guys. I was throwing up, and while I was throwing up, I had to poop. And I was like, well, shit, I'm throwing up. It's just coming out, guys. I was throwing up as much as I was breathing. There was no way that I was going to be able to walk into this event center that we were at, walk all the way across this building through a crowd of people to get to the restroom to poop. So I did all that I could do. I pulled down my pants. I'm hunched over this fucking car door, throwing up still. I'm throwing up, guys. And I poop in the parking lot of Abdian's family's birthday. Let me add a little bit more context. Abdian's grandma's birthday. Okay? So boom, I shit, guys. And so I start hearing like people walking by, like a group of guys walking by. So I'm like, oh fuck, like bitch, I need to pull up my pants. I need to get back in this goddamn car. This is embarrassing. So I pull up my pants, no toilet paper, no wipes. Guys, I was down fucking bad. So I jump back into this car and I'm just dry heaving, waiting for these people to walk past the car so I could go back outside and throw up more. So I guess these people had noticed me and what I was doing. And so they go back inside and they find Abdian and they tell Abdian, hey, your friend, what did they say?
Your friend is outside. He's throwing up and he's shit. I just didn't know what to do.
So
You were out. You had. I guess whenever you went back up, you went back out because I found you out.
it's because, okay, that's what it was. So Abdian's cousins had went back inside, told him, hey, Dylan, your friend is outside. He's throwing up and he's pooping. And well, whenever they walked away, I was like, okay, bitch, I'm in the clear. So let me go back outside. Let me keep throwing up. So then boom, Abdian catches wind of what the fuck I'm doing in this parking lot, comes outside and sees me just bent over, hunched over in the car. Were my pants down? My pants were down.
With your half body out.
That's what it was. So guys, I was laid flat in the car. My legs were out of the car and my pants or my whatever the fuck I was wearing, it was like barely covering my bits. It was
Your bits was holding it up.
my bits was holding it up.
Was holding the pants. Like that's what was holding the pants from falling all the way down.
That was my belt for the time being. So Abdian sees that and he's like, oh my God, Dylan. And then I think, yeah, I was literally just laying there like a fucking dead fish. So Abdian throws my legs in, shuts the door, and then goes back to Kelly to tell her what the fuck I did to her car. And so Abdian goes in there, he tells Kelly what the fuck I'm doing, and then boom, a fucking crowd follows. So everybody comes outside, everybody that was sitting at our table comes outside to witness what the fuck I did. Kelly opens the door, and the only thing Kelly can say is, oh my God, Dylan, you shit in my car. And I was too fucking drunk. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't plead my case. I couldn't apologize. I literally was still like, I was still dry heaving, guys. There was nothing I could do. I could not apologize. So I get thrown to the side of the building to sit there and think about what I did while everybody starts cleaning up my mess. Everybody is cleaning up my mess, and I am in the fucking corner thinking about what I did, guys. And so, boom, Kelly calls one of mine and her old friends and is like, come pick up Dylan. And bless his heart, he was doing a fucking exam or like a quiz or something like that. So he was like, I'll come whenever I'm done, but rightfully so, bitch. Get your test in before you come and pick up my stupid fat drunk high ass. And so he ends up coming. I think I get sprayed down by water. My excrements were on my shoes, on my phone, on my clothes, on my body. It was everywhere, guys. It was absolutely everywhere. It was a fucking mess. So after that, my old friend picks me up, takes me the fuck home, and I go to bed. I go to bed. I couldn't even shower, guys. Do not judge me. I couldn't even shower. I couldn't shower. How the fuck was I gonna shower? I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even walk. So the next morning, I end up telling Kelly, like, okay, I'm gonna go clean your car. Like, I'm gonna go get a carpet cleaner, and we'll go and do it. Mind you, I don't know how to fucking use a carpet cleaner. I don't know how to use that. So my old friend is like, okay, well, I actually need to use I need a carpet cleaner too. So like, let's buy a carpet cleaner and we can use it. And I was like, okay, you're gonna be the one using it because I don't know how to use it. So boom, I go and pick up Kelly, and I'm just like, hi. Just all innocent, like nothing even happened. Like I didn't even know what we were going to do. So boom, I pick up Kelly. We go to our old friend's house and he is cleaning. Guys, I made a mess and everybody had to clean up my mess. I made a mess and everybody had to clean up my fucking mess. So my old friend is cleaning up the fucking carpets out of this car for me. And I was just standing there just talking about last night. So yeah, I have not lived down that fucking day still. I still get reminded of it day in and day out. Am I tired of it? Yes. Is it gonna stop? No. Is it still funny? Sometimes. But with that being said, the next time that I want to tell you guys that I had a bad experience with marijuana was probably just maybe like a year and a half ago. Maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Like a year and a half, 2 years ago. No.
The drag queen.
Nicole's, yeah.
Yes.
So this had to have happened, this next time had to have happened maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Me and Abdian were going to this gay club that we would always go to, and we were seeing our drag queens perform, whatever. Well, we're pretty good friends with the drag queens that are at the club that we would go to. So we were just keying it up. We're just all hanging out in a group, and one of the drag queens had a pen. And so she starts passing it around, asking who wants it. And so Abdian hits it, and then he looks at me, and we just both are like, oh no. And so I was like, you know what? Let me take one hit. One hit, guys. One small hit. Not even a full inhale. One small hit. Let me take one small hit and see what happens. So boom, I hit the small hit, and we end up passing it around. I don't hit it again. I do not hit it again. Well, after that, we end up going to Whataburger with a couple of the queens and some fags. And while we're there, we're eating our food. It had to have been maybe 30 minutes after hitting the pen. It couldn't have been no longer than 30 minutes, maybe an hour max. So we are at Whataburger eating inside when I start, whenever you start getting the wooziness of being drunk, I start getting that. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm dizzy, girl. I'm dizzy. And so it just starts getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I was like, I've never felt this drunk before, ever. And then it clicked in my head. Bitch, you hit the fucking pen. So I was like, well, I know I'm about to throw up. I know how this is about to go. So I was like, Abdian, give me your car keys. I'm going to throw up by your car. And just because I didn't want to be in the restroom throwing up with people going in and out, I didn't want to be by a public restroom toilet seat throwing up. So I go to Abdian's car, throwing out my life, throwing out my guts, throwing out all of the $14 that I had just paid at Whataburger. And eventually, it took me so long to stop throwing up because I remember Abdian had stayed in there and ate, rightfully fucking so, eat your meal. And I'm just out there throwing up for a hot ass minute. Even to the point where a cop had drove past me and I had to dive into the car because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for public intoxication. So I hop in the car, just waiting for Abdian to get here. And I think eventually he's like, oh, you were just sitting in the car. And I was like, yeah, bitch, I was not going back inside looking a hot mess like I did. And ended up going home, drunk off my ass, throwing up off my ass. I just couldn't do it, guys. So moral of the story, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I can't smoke a pen. Maybe I should try a blunt one of these days and see how that works. Yeah, because I did it and nothing had happened. So maybe I'll do that on the pod. That I'll get banned. It all gets banned.
No, they don't. Influencers have done makeup high.
Oh yeah, like do the podcast high. I meant like do it on the pod. Yeah, no. Maybe we'll do a high podcast one of these days, guys. There we go. But with all that being said, guys, that is our story time for today. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is what's getting my kettle whistling today. My kettle whistles when we just had one of our homegirls, Alexa's, in for town. Oh, that didn't make fucking sense at all. We just had our homegirl Alexa was just back here. Our friend Alexa was in town for Easter this weekend. And so what better thing to do whenever our homegirl is in town than to go out? So we went out and it was just a flat out bust, guys. My kettle whistles when you spend an hour or two getting ready to go out. You get an outfit, you get dressed up, you get your homegirls to go out, and it's a fucking mission to get me out, guys. I don't go out. So that's a mission to get me out. I go out and you are faced with the most boring nights on earth. I don't know what is going on with the club scenes nowadays, but it is just not giving what it should give. Even down to like a few years ago, whenever we would go out consistently, it was so much more fun than it's been these past couple of times that I've went out. So fucking boring, guys. I don't know what's going on. Nobody wants to dance. Nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to joke around. Everybody's just there at the club being serious. And it's so fucking boring. So fucking boring. Why go out if you're just going to stand around and be boring? But that's what's getting my kettle whistling right now. Club scenes, boring people, no type of charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent whatso the fuck ever. Next thing that's getting my kettle whistling, and it was on Kettle Whistles a couple of episodes ago. My kettle is fucking whistling to the utmost that it can. With the weather that has been going on around this fucking area. Like I said, Alexa was in town. Alexa got a fucking pool, guys. Alexa has a fucking pool, and we were supposed to have us a little pool party on Saturday. Didn't happen. Why? Because it's fucking cold in April. It's fucking cold in April. We are in April, and it's still cold in Texas. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? I'm tired of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. I want it to be hot. I want it to be hot so bad. Me and Good Judy have been playing volleyball recently. We're really fucking good. Let me add that in too. But it is freezing fucking cold whenever we go and play volleyball. And I am so over it. I need it to be hot already. I need the swamp ass. I need the swamp ass. I need my hair to be soaking fucking wet, full of sweat. I need it to feel like April, and it don't feel like fucking April right now. And the last thing that is getting my kettle whistling for today. I had an individual who I used to talk to that I stopped talking to, that I cut off relations with over the fact that he had a girlfriend. Okay? Here's two kettle whistles. My kettle whistles when men fucking cheat, and I know that's a broad statement, but I think it gets my kettle whistling even more when men cheat on their girlfriends with a man. Hear me out. If you are going to live your life in secret, do not add anybody else to your fucking situation. There should be no reason why you have a girlfriend as a cover-up. There should be no reason why you have a wife as a cover-up. Be gay in secret and do not hurt anybody else with it. This guy has a girlfriend. He thought I was fucking Boo Boo the Fool, guys. So one day I go over to his house. We had seen each other a few times, but one day I go over to his house. There's a Stanley with bows on it on his headboard. And I was like, I know this man don't have no sissy ass cup like this. So I was like, oh, that cup though. And he was like, oh yeah, it's my sister. She came in from town, whatever. And I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. And so I go into the restroom. there's tampons in the restroom. And I was like, sister, right. I was like, damn, your sister sure did leave a bunch of stuff. And he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I'm not that fucking stupid. I'm not that fucking stupid. So there I go, being an FBI agent. Being an FBI agent, looking up his name to go on social media, see what I can find. Couldn't find shit. And I was like, damn, I can't find nothing. So boom, we stopped talking. We start talking again a couple months later. Whenever we start talking, he pisses me off and I end up not going over. And I told him, send me some fucking money and I'll go over. Well, he sent me money and I noticed on the Cash App that he spelled his name different than what I had thought. And so the second I saw a different letter in that Cash App, I was like, boom, I got it. I got it. So there I go, FBI mode, boom, found it. Found his Facebook, and what did I see? I saw a picture of a girl, and a picture of a girl, and a picture of a girl, and a picture of a girl. So I was like, oh, he thought that I was fucking stupid. I found out that he had a girlfriend. I will not put a girl in a situation like that ever. Ever. That's fucking disgusting. I will just not talk to a man, and if that man is too persistent, I'll fucking text the girl. I do not care. I do not care because I have too much respect for women. So, screenshot his girlfriend's Facebook, screenshot his mom's Facebook, and send it to him. And I was like, if you text me again, these two people are going to get a very cute, very nice message in their inbox talking about the secret life that you have whenever you are over here in Odessa, Texas, because he's not from here, guys. Stop talking to me. Thank God. I think I blocked him. Well, I want to say maybe a month ago, I had unblocked him just to get some attention, guys. I just wanted to shake the bed. I was being a troll. So I unblocked him, followed him, and then instantly unfollowed him. That's all I did, guys. That's all I did. Well, right after that, he followed me. And I was like, okay, baby, you can stay in the followed. I'm not following you back. So, end up doing that. Well, I see on Saturday that he followed me again and liked a couple of my pictures. So I was like, why is he doing this? I know exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get my attention, guys. He's trying to get my attention, so I'll go, fuck him. I'm not doing that. Because what did I do? Went back on Facebook. He's still with his girlfriend. So why the fuck am I going to entertain him? Please tell me why this man thinks that I am so stupid. So I just end up DMing him a question mark. Because I was waiting to see what he could say so I could be like, I still will go text your girlfriend. I still will go text your mom. Stop fucking talking to me. But he left me on scene, so that's that. But yeah, my kettle whistles with not so much DL men who are in a relationship or who are in a relationship. Stop hurting people just because you can't come to live and be who you are. But the last thing that I want to talk about that is getting my kettle whistling, because it's something that I just witnessed today. My kettle whistles when people are so impatient, quick, and desperate for a response that they go through lengths that were so unnecessary. And what I mean by that, guys, because I know that was just a bunch of fucking words that I just said. But what I mean by that, guys, is there was this guy who had liked a couple of my posts maybe a week ago. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, bitch. This is not 2013, 2014, whenever we went and spammed likes so that you got the hint that somebody had a crush on you. Be a man, be a big boy, your balls have dropped, make the first move, send the message, or stop fucking doing that. It's weird, it's fucking weird. So boom, likes a couple of my pictures, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I left it at that because like I just said, either send the message or don't fucking do that. I'm not entertaining likes. So we're here in the office, I'm getting my makeup done so we can do this episode, and I had gotten a notification from Instagram that said that I had a message that was waiting for approval. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I go to the message, it's a guy who swiped up on my story with heart eyes. Okay, cool, whatever. So I go to the account to go and see who this is because I'm like, okay, who sent the message, you know? Go to it, user not found. user not found. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, did he delete his account right after like he sent this message? And then I noticed that his profile picture was still on there. So I was like, oh, okay, bitch, it's not, he didn't delete the profile. I'm blocked. I'm blocked. So I take out Dion's phone to look up this account and see who the guy is. I don't know who the fuck this is. But I noticed that it's the same guy who had liked my pictures the other day. But I was just like, bitch, like, I should have checked whenever the message had gotten sent. Because imagine it's like weeks old. And obviously, like, bitch, fuck me for not answering the message. I'm not that important. But yeah, guys, my kettle whistles with impatient, desperate fucking men. But with all that being said, guys, like I said, I know this is a really short episode this week. I just had to get something pushed out. But I have something very, very fun coming this coming episode after this one. So stay tuned for that. I still need you guys' submissions for Let's Add Some Honey. So get those sent in either through TikTok, through Instagram, through my email that's down below. Any and everything that you need from me is down in the description, okay? But with all that being said, guys, all of this was alleged. None of this is true. Don't shoot the messenger. And last but not least, don't cry over spilled tea. Bye, guys.